So this is one of those situations where I don't know the network is going to stay up or not. What I do know is that I'm going to reevaluate where I am today, right now, based on everything from the beginning to where I am now. I'm going to Bone Village after completing the Temple of the Ancients. This should be the halfway point in the game. Based on everything, once you get to the halfway point in the original game versus that of the remake, that's when things start to shift towards the remake. So to evaluate everything from before, from the very beginning to where I am, Midgar is good. Midgar setup is good. Midgar location was good. Everything was good until you get to, I would say, like once you get to like Wutai, things starts to cool down. Once you get to Rocket Town, things starts to get more interesting, but then it cool down again. The story is good, but the battle systems start to become very familiar once you get to the halfway point in the game, because it's meant to be so. The game doesn't want to give you more once you get to the halfway point in the game, and that's where I say the remake excels just a little. So if you've never played this game before, this is a turn-based game, and this is not everyone's going to like 3D model games based on something from the past, but it has value to it that's beyond what is currently known now in current game standards. In other words, it sets the benchmark for turn-based game, or even for RPGs with regards to proceeding forward to executing skills, weight in combat, and more than anything, farming is one of the original games that did farming, and one of the original games that allow you to explore into the world of exploration without being linear attached to anything. The combat systems, as I said before, very good. The world map, however, is about one of the poor things with regards to the game. So if you first want to play this game, it's very difficult to see the world map, so I had to take a point from the game for that. I would say with regards to location, finding things can be a little confusing, but the whole point of the game is exploration. So finding things is supposed to be something on your own. The second thing, there's three things I took away from the game. The second thing I took away from the game is regards to 2D models and interactive buttons with regards to doors and stuff based on 2D models. You can't tell the difference between something that's interactive and something that's not. And the last thing I would say is with regards to certain if it's not abilities or understanding how certain materials work with regards to skill set and regards to execution. There was never like a strategy for understanding or explanation or tutorial for understanding, and that's it. Maybe something with regards to the map just a little, but that's pretty much it. There's nothing else. I would say this Final Fantasy have like probably 4 or 5 things most that's wrong with it, but it's still a game that's in the mid nines category, or if not the mid nines, it's in the low nines category. To me, it's still in the mid nines. It's a 9.5 in my book. I only find 5 things wrong with the game. The story is great, the interactivity is great, the turn base is great, the button config is great, the use of items, how you could arrange items, how you could set it based on customization, how you could put what way you want to go, or you could set it based on field, or you could set it based on battle circumstance, or you could set it on the name of the item or the type of the item. There was lots of lists to go through once you get into battle, how you could execute certain things. You could even set up how you want certain key items to be presented. Well, actually, no, I don't think you were able to set it, but you were able to identify what they are. So that was said. This is another thing. The PHS system was like a telephone that you could use on your world map and your world map only to switch off characters. I always like that with regards to the old games. The new version is far better in the Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy XII, where you could do it from in battle, where instead you don't have to worry about being on the map. But this was one of the first games that allowed you to do that as well. There's also configuration with regards to what you're visually seeing in your window, the sound, and how to increase and decrease the effects, as well as the sound itself, the initial cursor, when you're doing turn-based, you could decide to wait, or you decide to attack the enemy, or the enemy have to wait on you before you do an attack, and then you have to wait on an enemy before the enemy does an attack. You could make it that simple, or you could make it recommended, or you could make it active where waiting is not an option. It's more realistic. Speed, increase the battle speed, increase battle mess. Make the camera fixed on when you're on the map, just to be fixed on you, or to be automatic and shift as you move a character. Like if I was to move this character around right here, it would move based on where I'm moving and the camera's moving. Now if I was to go and put fixed, it would change based on that. So I'm picking fixed for camera, so the camera is now fixed on my location. So even though I'm changing, I'm moving on the character itself, there's difficulty for me to actually move from left to right because it's fixed on Cloud itself. So you feel like a little drag on the character. There's also the ability of fix and auto in combat as well. So usually when there's an in combat situation where you're fighting an enemy and the camera's angled at a certain degree, like it was angled there before, it would stay that way and will stay fixed in that combat situation. It's mostly the fixed and auto is mostly for in combat situation where you don't move around while in combat. That was something that was never addressed in previous Final Fantasy games, and this was one of the games that offered that way back in the days that no other game did. So this game pioneered a lot of things and offered a lot of things, if not pioneered. The limit system, like I said before, is one of the best things in the game because you could switch on the fly based on your enemy type that you're going to be fighting, which is the best scenario, which works best on them, which execute best on them, and order you could set up for how you want to fight based on who comes first, who comes next, whose limit bar increase faster than who. As you can see, Cat's limit bar is about to hit up, so Cat is going to be the first person to reach his limit, and then Cloud is there, so Barrett will be the next person to reach his limit. But it's not just the orders, it's just simply based on the order of where you position certain people in combat. It's not necessarily the order of he's going to go first, he's going to go next, and he's going to go third. It only works based on, I guess you could say, it only works based on what is set up within your what was it again? And indirect. So whoever has restore, attack, and indirect first, that will come first. So let's say Cat's materia are all restore materials, but his are not restore materials. His are mostly defense materials and attack materials. So he would not come first. He would not go first. It would be someone who have restore ability. So Barrett will be the first person to go, and then Cloud, and then Cat's thereafter. So that's how it goes. It can be a little confusing, but if you think about it from a battle point of view, that's how that's presented. To test this, to make sure this is tested well, and to see if I'm correct with regards to this, let me check Cloud's materia. Because sometimes you could be wrong about something totally, and it could be something else. And for instance, it could totally be nothing that has to do with restore, attack, and indirect. It could simply has to do with the person's level and the person's power level. Who has the highest level goes first. So Cloud would go first. Or it could have something to do with who's going to reach their limit will be the first person. Who has the highest limit will be the first person to go first. But I don't believe that that's the case because I've never tested it before. So this will be a fine little test for me to make just to see if this is true or not. So I'll run around and I'll get into battle, and then I'll see who will be the first person to go first. Would it be something random, or would it be the same person all the time? So I'll get into 3 battles and I'll see what will happen. Who will go first? Okay, so Cloud goes first in this situation, and then Cat's and then Barrett. Alright, so that said, based on magic, restore goes first, attack goes next, and indirect thereafter. But if you're not using this, it doesn't go first. So let's see. Let's try it again. Let's go random again and see what happens. If it's based on level, then Cloud would always go first. If it's based on randomization, then it'll pick anyone to go first, and this has nothing to do with who has the highest level of limit bar. Catsit goes first this time. Barrett go first next time. All right, so that's a good assessment right there. So it has nothing to do with levels, and it has nothing to do with restore, attack, and direct first. So what it meant by restore, attack, and indirect, we'll see if it has to do with the enemy. Based on the enemy, who would go first? Based on restore, attack, and indirect. So in this situation, I'm going to evaluate this enemy and see Barrett is the first one to go. So we'll sense the enemy and see why that is. This enemy has an ice attack. Okay, this enemy has an ice attack. This enemy has an ice attack and 2 physical attacks. So based on magic order, the enemy did not attack first. But the enemy didn't use restore first. Actually, no. I believe the enemy did attack first. And then he uses magic thereafter. So this might be a little confusing. Is the enemy the magic order that I'm using? Let me try something. I'm gonna put attack first, indirect, and restore last. And see how that will go. Actually, start for material. No, it shouldn't mean anything that I ordered the material the way I want to. Or stats. No. Okay, let's try this again. Catsit goes first. Alright, so the enemy attacked, and Catsit went first. Physical attack. Alright, so now I'll change it up again. Where it'll be indirect, restore, and attack. We'll see what happens. I don't believe it's necessary at all, but I've never checked this before. I don't want to see how this works. Still physical attack. Okay, so based on what I'm seeing, it doesn't really matter how you set it. It's just it's preference. It doesn't really matter. So I'll put it back to the way it was. That doesn't matter at all. That's just preference. Alright, so that said, this is very interesting. It always has been interesting. Status equipment, everything is interesting. Of course, every weapon you have, every armor you have, every weapon and armor comes with slots, and slots you could put materia on them. If you're wearing an armor, you could put like materia inside of your armor. If you're carrying a weapon, you could put materia inside of your weapon. That's how that works. The more materia you can carry inside your weapon, the stronger the weapon will become, and the stronger you can use to attack enemies. However, every time you equip the materia, it has a negative effect. Like say, if you equip an attack materia, it would take minus your strength, your physical strength, because you're using an attack materia, which drains your physical health once you use that magic attack in order for you to do said magic attack. Why that works, I really don't know. It's a magic attack ability, but it drains HP. However, let's say if you do what is it? What's the other one? I believe Cloud has it. No, Cloud doesn't have it. Okay, so no one has it on them. There are also materia that could drain your MP for giving you more physical attack. Most of the times, all materia are designed to give you more magic powers at the cost of health. So you have to make sure when you're putting on materia on a character, you must understand a significant amount of health is going to go down per each time you put on a new materia. If you fill up all your slots with materia, that's a certain amount of health is going to go down. So it's very important to understand how that works. So with regards to the remake and regards to this game, I would say right now, the remake is slightly better, reaching the halfway point. But at the beginning of the game, leading up to the Temple of the Ancients, I would say the original game takes the crown. It's only when it gets to the Bone Village and so on and so forth in the remake version does things really start to shine. In fact, it was shining in the remake version way at the beginning before. Up for the old game versus the new game is that the music, the complication with regards to the combat system, the different characters, the different behaviors, the atmosphere, the nostalgia of it, everything holds up to this very day, including the combat system. Like if you get into combat with an enemy and you have a materia on, you go for a jab, you go for an uppercut. The game is not going to show you a jab or an uppercut. The game is going to show you an attack based on your materia you're using for the type that you're doing. If you're going for something like you're going to morph or you're going to steal something, you're going to execute that ability physically. If you're going for a poison, you're going to execute that poison with your magic. But at the same time, you have a materia on your weapon, so if the enemy attacks you, or you could do a counter attack, like Cloud has a counter attack, allows him to counter an attack once he gets hit, and then in the same time, once he counter with that counter attack, he has a chance to do a silence ability on that enemy after doing that counter. So it's very much like a physical combat situation or a boxing match, but they're doing it based on turn-based. And if you understand what's going on, you'll be able to see that that's what's going on. And that's something that a lot of games now I've sorely missed with regards to games in the past. They don't offer you that sense of imagination to create certain things that you're seeing in front of you because everything is now presented. So moving on from there, I'm just going to go to Bone Village, and that's my reevaluation for this. I would say there are about four things where I am right now that's bad with regards to no, three things right now that are bad with regards to the game, and just three things. But I'm pretty sure coming towards the end, I might find one or two more. So right now, I would have this game at about a 9.7, but I'm pretty sure before the end of the game, it'll probably drop down to about 9.5 or 9.4, which means that the game holds up to this very day, and there is no bugs. Or if there is, there's probably one or two. But old games you could easily reset from slots, something that's very hard to do now. So another beautiful part about old games, because they were so simple, there weren't a lot of bugs with regards to them. So moving on from that, I'm just going to play the game and shut up. I just finished Temple of the Ancients. I'm going to head off to Bone Village right now, if I remember where that is correctly. Okay, so there gotta be some type of strategy for this. Otherwise I'm just wasting gills after gill. I could get up to a total of 6 guys, but they all seem, based on the last guy I choose. Should I? I was thinking maybe it's an area of effect thing. Why would they offer me to do this many? It doesn't really make sense. I'm not sure exactly how the mechanic of this one works from the past. I'm just gonna have to keep going. I'm gonna have to keep going and assume that it gives you 5, so they all have to be digging within a specific location, a circular location, and you have to probably be standing in that circular location. So I'm going to put one here. Put one here. Put one here. I'm trying to remember how the original one went. If it's anything like this at all. I think that might be what it is. If you put them all in a circle and then you stand in a specific in the center, you might get a better chance at a drop. See, you get a better chance at a drop if you stand in the middle line and they're all circular, circling around you. So I'm going to stand here and see what happens. But I think the lunar harp. Let's see how much gills I got left. I only got like 600 left. So I could probably just do it like one more time. Then I have to farm again. So I'm going to go over here this time. And to the furthest back here. Or the furthest over here. And see what happens. Hopefully this works. I don't remember how it was in the past, to be honest with you. I think you had to be in a circle. They have to be in a circle around you, and then they'll dig overnight in that center for where you're standing. But I don't remember, I believe. See how much gil I have left. I only have 123, so I have to farm again. And another thing too, the configuration for this game with regards to the PlayStation 5 is bad. It has nothing to do with the original game, but it's just like they didn't do it right for the PlayStation 5. It doesn't work well. The PlayStation 5 doesn't recognize the sound. If I play another game, sound works best, but because this is a very old game, the sound cuts off every now and again. You have to initiate it by going and making other music come on and then run back outside to get the music to come back on.
Haha brings back memories. One of the most sold games before the internet downloadable, Face Purple Wide Eyes.
Yeah, it was one of the best turn-based games of all times before current turn-based games came a thing. His battle system was magnificent for his time. His turn-based was good. His exploration was good. It wasn't linear. You could skip certain people's levels and go to other people's towns. You could choose to find secret characters, secret summons. It was very good. All that for only like 500 and change. That whole drawn out battle for just like 500 and change. Give me a break. Not even 400 and change. That pissed me off. The enemy is tough, but his guild that he offers per destruction is so weak. Doesn't make sense. I'd rather sell stuff to him. Would he even offer to sell? Yeah. I'll sell something to him. It makes no sense to get into a fight. Now the Lunar Harp is ridiculously hard to get, so I really have to think about how I'm gonna do this properly.
Aha brings back memories. One of the most sold games before the internet downloadable. Face purple wide eyes.
Sucks. Or maybe I'm not supposed to find it? Not yet? It doesn't make sense. Why offer it if you're not supposed to find it yet? Alright, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to dig first back here, in here, and see what happens. And then I'll dig furthest to the southmost entrance and see what happens there. Okay, so one last try, and then I'll just move on with the story. Or I'll just look it up online. It makes no sense. I completely forgot. Okay, I'm looking it up online. This, I'm wasting way too much time here. Way too much time. Maybe back in the days, I would be patient enough to look in every nook and cranny, but now it's like, no, I'm not gonna do that again. Back in the day, I did that like for hours on end until I got it. Not now. I know it's somewhere on the upper level. I know that. At least I remember that. Um, but not 100%. That's why I was digging below. But now that I know that it's not below, I know it's on the upper level somewhere. Okay, it says here it's in the upper level in the area between the column of smoke and the left corner skull tent. Placing at least 3 workers in the triangle. Okay, it says here upper level, area between the column of smoke and the near left corner of skull. I'm pretty sure I did that, so what the hell? I did do that. Does it really have to be 3 workers, or it doesn't really matter? It says between the smoke, or maybe I didn't place them between the smoke and the left column. Alright, so then I'll do it. 1. 2. And just for good measure, I'll do 2 more. Unless you really have to just use 3. If I don't get it, then that means it definitely have to be just 3 diggers. Or it's RNG. I did that before. It doesn't really make sense, but whatever. Alright, so now I got the Lewin Hort. Because I was 100% sure. 100% sure that's what I did. It doesn't make sense, but might as well dig for good treasure in the meantime. This will be the last dig. I don't feel like wasting any more time. Alright, that's that for that. Enough of that. I got the lunar harp. I should keep going.
Haha brings back memories. One of the most sold games before the internet downloadable. Face purple white eyes. Haha brings back memories. One of the most sold games before the internet downloadable. Face purple white eyes. Aha brings back memories, one of the most sold games before the internet downloadabled, face purple white eyes. Aha brings back memories, one of the most sold games before the internet downloadabled. Aha brings back memories.
What the hell?
One of the most sold games before the internet downloadabled, face purple white eyes.
Oh, please don't be stuck. Oh, you got to be kidding. The damn people from Square Enix blocked the cutscene. They literally blocked the cutscene. Because this is a famous scene where Ares get KO'd. They blocked this cutscene. I can't believe this shit. So it's gonna start playing again once a cutscene is unblocked. Oh, that's some bullshit right there. I ain't down with this. I am not down with this. No, I want to see my video. I'm gonna